Good afternoon, guys. Hopefully everybody had a great holiday. Looking back on last week, just want to once again highlight just the atmosphere at US Bank Stadium, what that, what it felt like from the time we arrived to the time we were able to walk out of there with a win. Just total compliments, and love our fan base, love, everything about the environment we get each and every game we get to play at US Bank Stadium. And this Sunday is going to be a very important one as well, getting to finish up our season in the division, and obviously welcoming in the Green Bay Packers and what will be a very competitive game. So we've got to finish off what this stretch has been. We've learned a lot during this time and about our team and about what a lot of things we'll be able to pull from moving forward that our players have accomplished over this four-game stretch or so, and we've got to continue to do so. It's just another week, and excited to get back on the field with our guys. Just injury updates for you guys. McCarthy's progressing. Swelling in that hand has come down a little bit, and really it's just going to be about working through it this week and seeing what his grip strength is like, and if he can possibly give it a go this week. That will be something I'll keep you guys posted on. Really only two players, Miles Price and Elijah Williams, are not going to be able to make it from the game. Both those guys have ankles. Don't necessarily see either one as super significant, but with only one game left, those guys likely not to play this week. And then I would put Brian O'Neill, TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Mason, and Aaron Jones all kind of in the same category of progress as the week goes on, and see if we can have as many of those guys or all of them if possible.
Hey, Kevin, with Miles Price's season, just what do you remember about going into this year with a rookie undrafted return, what he ended up showing you this year?
I can remember, when Hat and DG came to me, pre-draft and saved some clips and made sure I got a chance to watch him and then talk to him before kind of that undrafted free agent process started. And he's been everything we had hoped and more back there, and was, even that return that he got hurt on the other day, there was a little space there, and we had talked a lot about not only winning the special teams phase in that game, but had a chance for one right there. And unfortunately, those things happen from time to time, but it doesn't take away from anything Miles has been able to accomplish, and feel really strongly about him and his future, not only just as a returner, but just as he continues to grow and get better and better at the receiver position and compete to get on the field there as well.
And with McCarthy, was he able to get any work this weekend at all? Or?
Yeah, our guys, we had kind of that group and then a few other guys that were able to get treatment and kind of progress. Everybody wants to be able to try to get out there with their guys this weekend, and it's just going to be a matter of, like I said with JJ, it's just going to be a matter of just purely having the grip on the football and getting that in a place where he can potentially go out there and throw it, because I'd love to get him one more game for sure.
How do you measure that throughout the week? Is it something you can test in practice, or is it just a matter of the medical staff, kind of putting him through tests on the side?
Yeah, it's early in the week, so where he's at right now, he might be able to progress to begin some light work. We're going to practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week with a little bit extra time coming off of a Thursday game. That's the good thing about the Thursday game, is when you can, even though it's a challenging thing late in the year, especially with your second one of the season, but you get through that and you almost get another pseudo mini bye week to turn guys over and get your football team as fresh as possible. And I think it's just going to be making sure we can get him at least comfortable enough to maybe get some work and absorb some of the game plan. And then as we get into Thursday and Friday, what does that look like? And if we can, he's gotten a chance to get some opportunities. He's gotten a lot of practice time in, so it's not quite like it was maybe early in the year where you were, very aware of kind of what that week where he had the baby felt like, or, coming off of the ankle, getting him some work to prepare him to come back and play well, which he did versus Detroit, coming off that time sitting down. So it'll just be purely, about that grip strength and where we can get him to.
If he cannot turn over with that, who would you look at from that?
Yeah, it's I think I think we're gonna get Max ready to go, and I think John Wolford's a guy that he's been a snap away here last week and has experience in the system, and we were really fortunate to be able to bring Brett Rippin back as well. So I'm kind of looking at it from a standpoint of let's see where JJ's at and then get Max ready to go, but at the same time we want to make sure we have all those guys prepared.
You kind of touched on it, but what would it mean to you to get to see JJ one more time, and just kind of the whole evaluation of this season?
Yeah, I just it's one of those things where I think we're still I don't know the exact number. I'm sure you guys do, but it feels like he'd be coming up on maybe his 10th start if he could make it, and still we're in that wildly significant time where any and all reps and experience and another home game at US Bank Stadium, all those things are important.
As you look back at the film with Max, I guess what stood out to you just about maybe how he was seeing the field and just what you took from the film in general?
Yeah, I thought he did a really nice job protecting the football. We were down some guys up front, and they had their full their full group in the front seven there for the better part of that game, and there were some times where could he have pulled the trigger? There were some things maybe we could have, a throw here and there we could have made. But I thought, Max understanding the way the game was going and having that kind of veteran feel of hey, I'm going to do what's required to win this game. And I thought it was kind of, we decided pretty early on that, seeing the way our defense was playing and knowing that we kind of went into it hoping that special teams could book that phase as a win, which I thought they did. We wanted to make sure we were playing complementary football. And if the plays came to us, great, but we weren't going to force a lot of things and do what was required to win that game. And it doesn't always look the way you want in any way, shape, or form on the stat sheet, but we've had plenty of games this year where maybe the stat sheet ended up looking better, but what was the win-loss final, and that's where I was proud of the way he managed the game. And I thought that last a lot of teams maybe wouldn't have thrown the ball late on that 4-minute drive where we're trying to eat up some clock and try to not give them any and all opportunities. And he made a great throw to Justin, made a really nice contested catch there to move the chains one more time and start forcing them to use their timeouts and really diminish that play. Kind of was a game-winning play on a day where we didn't need a whole lot of them in the past game, but for him to make that play in the moment, I thought that was a big-time play by Max.
I'm not sure how far you are in terms of Packers prep, but just if you have watched them at all, what have you thought, or what do you think of Malik Willis and what he's been able to do stepping in?
Yeah, I've most of my time has been spent on their defense, but I did watch the game the other night, Saturday, with obviously knowing we're playing those guys in a little bit bigger picture mindset than just studying the tape. But I think Malik is. Listen, every opportunity he's gone out there, he's done really positive things. I mean, he made some high-level throws. His athleticism has always been real, and you can see a player that has not only gained confidence, but the game makes sense to him. He's seeing stuff and turning it loose, pulling the trigger, throwing into some tight windows, and pushing the ball downfield too. So I think Malik is. Grown a ton in his time in the league, and I think he's a really good fit for what they're asking him to do right now. And you've got to have a mindset if he's the guy that ends up being out there that we're defending a high level offense with him running the show.
Kevin, there were a couple reports over the weekend about Brian Flores and his future. I guess how would you describe the importance of having him here going forward, and just have you guys had discussions about his future?
Yeah, we have, and then goes back. A long ways before those reports, but yeah, we've had recent dialogue, very very good dialogue. Flo knows I love him. He was the guy 3 years ago that I identified to bring in here, and the growth and just the our relationship and what he's meant to me personally is so massive, and that's not even taking into account what he's been able to do defensively for our team, and been such a huge part of helping us daily, minute to minute, kind of weather the different storms we had to navigate this year. Things are in a really positive place right now. I absolutely want Brian Flores to be the defensive coordinator of the Minnesota Vikings as long as we can have him. I would say this, I do know that he's demonstrated a lot of things that have having gone through the process of the head coach hiring process before myself. I imagine he's going to be a pretty popular guy there as well, and rightly so. He's earned everything, and that doesn't take away from the route we want to go to make sure he's our defensive coordinator here for the foreseeable future.
Kevin, the draft puts a tangible on what you lose by winning this much at the end of a season when you don't make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. On the flip side, what do you gain by, for next year by, say, closing out with 5 wins?
Yeah, I think any time as an organization, when you get 17 opportunities, I just believe you do everything in your power to win every single one of those opportunities. And along the way, I think we're going to look back on moments throughout the season where, hey, it could have been different if, but our jobs for this week are to go out there in a divisional game. We get a chance to finish with a winning record in one of the most competitive divisions in football. And I said this last week. I said it after the game. December wins are something that I know a couple years ago I talked a lot about. Finding a way to play better in December, and for back-to-back years now we really have, and I think that's something we can keep stacking moving forward. But we set out on this journey when we were, it was in some pretty dark times, a few weeks back, and I laid out the challenge to our team. I laid out the challenge to our coaching staff to navigate this the right way, and we're all going to learn a lot from it when we do. And my belief is we would. And to their credit, they've answered the challenge, and we found a way to stack some wins together for a team that had not won back-to-back games to have won 4 in a row, and do it different ways, do it with really whatever it takes to win each individual game. I think we've learned a lot about that. I think we've learned a lot about the makeup of our organization, and now we got to make sure we go do it again this week, and against a team that's going to be in the playoffs, and a team that I'm sure will be competing like crazy to go into the playoffs with a win. We want to go into our offseason not only with a win, but having won 5 in a row, and getting from 4-8 to 9-8 would be something that we can. It's not going to count for much in January, that's for sure, but it's going to matter moving forward, in my opinion.
On Flo, obviously the head coach situation was an entire one part of it, but do you anticipate any scenario where he's somebody else's defensive coordinator next year?
Based upon my dialogue with him, and obviously the enthusiasm and the want to for us to get something done, I don't. But I also know, we're inside of days before our season ends, and he's obviously, I know he enjoys being here. I know him and I just from our recent dialogue that he feels very similar about me that I do with him, and I know I'm excited about when we can, hopefully I can come to this podium and say he's going to be here for as long as we can keep him here before another team makes him their head coach.
Last couple.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.